Hey guys, what's up? It's Latte again from the GG Goofy Goober Trolls. Here to bring you another deck profile. This one is my own build. I've been working on this for a long time, pretty much since I've been playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Um, it's really not competitive. I mean, I've gotten a couple wins with it at locals, but it's just a fun deck. Just a fun budget deck to play if you're just looking for some good old-fashioned fun. The deck is Blue Eyes. I run Blue Eyes Dragon Ruler. It's really my favorite deck to run. This deck can set up so many OTKs, or get past some of your opponent's huge monsters. It's really fun. But without further ado, get into the profile. All right. So first up, obviously you need your main card. 3 Blue Eyes. This card is just great. I know most people are like, oh, it's normal, yeah, but it's got 3,000 attack, level 8. You can go into some good things with it. Then you run your 2 Maiden. Maiden's good. If your opponent were to target it with an attack, you can negate the attack, change its battle position, and special summon Blue Eyes from your deck, hand, deck, or graveyard. Also, if it's targeted for an effect, or would be destroyed by an effect, you can also special summon a Blue Eyes from hand, deck, or graveyard. This card lets you set up so many things, plus it's a level 1 tuner, so it allows you to go into your synchro for the deck, your Azure. Then you run triple Whitestone Legend. This card's good. If it's sent to the graveyard, you get a Blue Eyes from your deck to your hand. Also, tuner level 1 Dragon. Next, we have 2 Mythic Water Dragon. This card's really good. Allows the combination between this one and Mythic Tree Dragon is phenomenal. Allows you to go in all kinds of level 8s. Then we have 2 Mythic Tree Dragon. Mythic Tree Dragon's effect is it can copy whatever water monster you have on the field. It can copy its level. And Mythic Water Dragon is if you control an Earth monster, special summon this card from hand. So as you can see, if you normal summon Earth Dragon, special summon Water Dragon, normal copy Water, or Earth copy Water, 2 level 8s. Now we have, I run 1 Masked Dragon. I run this card just because some people run Fire Resonator, or not Resonator, I actually don't remember its name now. It's, Fire Dragon, level 1, normal tuner. It's good in this deck, but I just find this card to be much better because of the combinations or its effect while it's sent to the graveyard. And plus, when I banish Blaster, I can get this card to hand, so he's not completely useless to banish. When this card is sent to the graveyard, you can get a bird destroyed by battle. You can special summon 1 level 1500 or lower attack dragon monster from your deck. Then you run 1 Debris Dragon. This card goes pretty well in the deck too. It allows you to get out your Whitestone Legend, which can help out your plays. Plus it's a tuner, allows you to go into nice things. Then I run 1 Hieratic Dragon of Tefnut. This card, if your opponent controls monsters, you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from hand. If this card is tributed for a tribute summon, you can special summon 1 normal dragon type monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard. So, if you special summon him, and you have another card on the field, you special summon him, and then I run other cards to special summon level 4 lower light monsters. You special summon him, you tribute for Blue Eyes. Now you activate his effect to get Blue Eyes back. You get another Blue Eyes from your hand, deck, or graveyard on the field. Then, so the next cards we run is 1 Tempest, 1 Redox, 1 Tidal, and 1 Blaster. These cards are pretty good, actually essential to the deck. Tidal, let's start with Blaster. Blaster's effect is if you send him and a fire type monster from your hand to the graveyard, you get to pop 1 card on the field. So he's good. He's really nice. He's helpful too. Tidal, if you send him and a water type monster from your hand to the graveyard, or him and water type monster, you can send 1 card from your deck to graveyard. Then you have Redox, which is you send him and an Earth-type monster from hand to grave, and you special summon 1 from grave. So he's basically your monster reborn. Then you have Tempest. Tempest effect is when you send him and a wind monster to grave, you get to get one card from your deck to your hand. He is also quite helpful as well. Let's see. So yeah, that's their effects. But all of them actually share the same effect. That if you banish a dragon, you can banish 2 dragons / whatever attribute they are monsters from your hand or graveyard to special summon themselves from hand or graveyard. The only problem with that is that they get sent back on your on your opponent's end phase. It's not too bad though, but allows you to special summon. You can make Dracosack very easy this way. Next card you run is 1 Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. The deck will not work without this card. I really wish it was not limited to 1. Even if it was just semi-limited, it'd be so much nicer. This card, if he can be special summoned by banishing 1 dragon type monster you control. So it's easy. You can just put one of your lower level dragons out there, or if you have a dragon ruler and you use dragon ruler's effect when he's banished. But I prefer to go to the lower level dragons. So you have him out there, and his effect is once per turn you can special summon 1 dragon type monster from your hand or graveyard. He's essential to this deck because there's cards that send Blue Eyes to grave. So if you have him on field, you can special summon Blue Eyes from grave or hand. It's just so much more helpful. Plus he's a 2800 beat stick. Then the last monster in here is Mathematician. I might up Mathematician just because when I normal summon him, I can send Whitestone Legend to grave and get Blue Eyes to hand, which is really nice. That can all be done in 1 turn. So he's a pretty good card. Plus he's level 3. You can use him for synchros, and he's Earth, so he works with Redox. So you can special summon your mythic water dragon with him. But yeah, that's the monsters in here. It's pretty self-explanatory. Then we'll get onto the spells. Another thing I like to point out is in this deck, you really don't run a lot of. You actually only run 1 trap card. You really don't need too many trap cards with all the other cards in this deck. So let's see. The first spell we're going to run is triple Photon Sanctuary. This card is great because you can special summon 2 Photon tokens with 2000 attack, 0 defense, or maybe it might be the other way around. I don't know. But anyways, a little unprofessional of me, but you can just special summon those tokens and then tribute for Blue Eyes. Now these tokens, the turn they are summoned, can only be used in a tribute summon if the tributing monster is a light monster. So you can use Blue Eyes, which is nice. But another thing is that they cannot be used as synchro materials. So you have to watch out for that. But besides that, this card is amazing. It really makes the deck work. Then I run 2 1-for-1. This card's nice. You can send any monster to the grave to get your special summon your level 1. So you can either special summon Maiden or your Whitestone Legend. Next I run 2 Silver's Cry. It's basically an instant monster reborn, but for Blue Eyes. You can special summon 1 normal dragon type monster from your graveyard. So you can activate on your opponent's turn or your turn. It's just nice, get a Blue Eyes out there. Next card I run is 2 Photon Lead. Now with this deck, if you are relying on normal summoning your little monsters, it's kind of hard to use the deck. So you want to kind of speed up the deck a little bit. Photon Lead allows you to special summon a level 4 or lower light monster from hand. So if you do have a Maiden of Eyes of Blue or Whitestone Legend, you can use this card to special summon them, which then in turn speeds up your deck for either a tribute summon or a normal summon. Next we have Stamping Destruction. Because just about all your monsters in this deck are dragon type, this card is your MST, plus it burns your opponent for 500 if you control a dragon type monster. The only problem is it's not an instant, so you can only use it on your turn, which isn't bad because it's still, like I said, it still inflicts 500 to your opponent. Next card is, then you run 2 Upstarts, because in this deck we don't care about giving life points to your opponent, because your monsters have high attacks. They're really hard to get over. Sorry about that glare. It's really hard to get over, so your opponent you won't really find your opponent attacking over Blue Eyes or any of your other monsters. Next, we run one Dragon Shrine. Dragon Shrine's effect is you can send one Dragon-type monster to your graveyard. If it's a normal-type Dragon monster, you can send another Dragon monster to grave. So, if you use this to send 2 Blue Eyes to grave, then in turn you could special summon them next turn with all kinds of effects. Then we run one Ancient Rules. This card basically says, okay, you have Blue Eyes in hand, special summon them. Special summon a level 5 or higher normal-type monster. Really good in this deck. I'd like to put it up to 2, but I might have to do some changing around the deck because I did have it at 2, but it did get a little cloggy at some points because I wouldn't have Blue Eyes in hand, and even if I did, there's other ways to special summon Blue Eyes. Next card is Sacred Sword of the 7 Stars. This card's great. You can banish your Dragon Rulers to draw 2 cards. Dragon Rulers effects when banished, you get your monsters. You search out your other dragons. That's a really good card that also helps with the draw power. That's why you don't run too many draw power cards in this deck, because you have many other ways to get them. Trade-in, people are asking me why I don't run trade-in. I used to, but I don't like it because you only have 3 level 8s, and most of the time they're either in the graveyard or on field. So, well, you do have your Water Dragon, but either way, usually you're using him to make Galaxy Eyes Prime Photon Dragon, because 2 level 8s, it's a big 4,000 beat stick for that. So usually it got a little too cloggy, because I either wouldn't draw into Mythic Dragon, or my Blue Eyes would be in grave or on field. So I just have a card that I have to discard in hand. Next we run one Summoner's Art. I don't run this any more than 1 because, again, it gets too cloggy because you already have other ways to search out Blue Eyes, but sometimes you'll find yourself needing this card. That's why you only run 1 of it. Then you run Cards of Continents. Continents, yeah. Consonants? Yeah. Alright, sorry. I can't English. Again, is your draw power and search for your Blue Eyes, because you get to send one level 1 Dragon-type tuner monster to the grave and draw 2 cards. So you send your White Sun Legend, draw 2 cards, get Blue Eyes to hand. It's a nice card. Helps. So that's all the spell cards for this deck. And like I said before, you only won 1 trap card. So you can really run whatever trap card you want. You can run Solemn Warning, you can run Mirror Force, you can run Deep Prison, you can run Bottomless Trap Hole. Personally, I like to run Call the Haunted. It saved me from so many situations where your opponent Regekis the field, and now you have a Blue Eyes in grave, and they're about to attack you, but all your opponent's monsters are lower than 3,000 attack, so they can't attack over, and now you have a Blue Eyes on field. Really helpful card. It's just really, it's a lifesaver. It really is. That card is one of the biggest, I don't want to say trolls, because it can be destroyed rather easily, but it's a helpful card. This deck, it runs a pretty weird extra deck. Not too much side deck, though. I do have to tell you, though, this deck, you do need to run, you make sure you have tokens if you're running this deck, because your Photon Sanctuary, well, that helps. Okay, so I'll get into extra deck now. Alright, so first, we're going to start off with Synchros. You run your 1 Star Eater. This card is amazing in this deck. You can make it pretty easily. It's just such a nice card. A huge attack. You know, your opponent's never going to be able to stop that. I mean, like I said, they will, but it's hard to. Then you're going to run 1 Azure Eyes. Personally, I would run 2. I just have not been able to find 2. Because this starter deck is not being sold anywhere anymore for the Blue Eyes starter deck, and I can't find anyone with that card. So, I would personally run it at 2. Right now I only have 1, so he's good. You can use one of your level 1s and Blue Eyes to make him, and the turn he is summoned, no dragons can be affected by card effects. which is really helpful. You usually summon him in defense because he's got 3,000 defense, 2,500 attack. So he's like the reverse of Blue Eyes. But during each of your standby phases, special summon one normal type monster from your deck. Or from your graveyard, I mean. So now you get your Blue Eyes back from grave. It just really helps special summon them. Then we'll go into extra deck. So, extra deck's a little weird in this deck, but it works out. I have one Gimmick Pup of Leo. A lot of people say, why do you run this card? It doesn't fit in with the deck. It doesn't do this, doesn't do that. In my experience, it's won me a lot of duels, actually. For people who don't know the card, its effect is that you get to special summon, or not special summon, what am I talking about? Detach one material when you don't have any back row. Then you put one destiny counter on it. When he has 3 destiny counters, you win the duel. So it's basically a final countdown, but in 3 turns. He also has 3,200 attack, so good luck getting past that. He is affected by card effects, but what I find to work really nicely is if you have him on field. Now, oh, by the way, you can't activate your battle phase when you activate his effect. So, kind of hurts you a little bit there, but that's kind of when you might want to run another card like Mirror Force rather than call it Haunted. Personally, when I do have him out there, usually other cards I have will protect him, or your opponent can't get over him because the only thing they have left is to attack him. So, next we have the level 8s. 1, Divine Dragon Knight Felgrand. You can run 2 if you want, but personally, 1 I see to be enough at the time. Then we have Galaxy Eyes Prime Photon Dragon. Like I was telling you about before with the Mythic Tree Dragon, Mythic Water Dragon combo. Really quick beat stick you can just get out there that your opponent can't tack over.